पीछे हो जाओ ना,
थोड़ा पीछे ना,
बस पीछे
तो बात कर अभी दीक्षा
More than 250 species.
One place I saw and I was absolutely amazed was it is unbelievable that exists there. It's got drawings and sketches of every plant.
So we've done it with QR codes. So on your phone, if you just take the QR code, it will tell you for what part of the body and how is it working. Yeah. Each and every plant has it. Hello.
बस पीछे भी बस
अरे पीछे तो
Students do everything. They do the website.
हाँ भाई अभी चालू
They've made
आगे आगे जाना
नहीं
आओ साहब साहब देख रहे वाला ना पीछे तो आ जाओ सर समोर दे
पीछे लो दादा दादा पीछे लो कैमरा
थोड़ा इधर कैमरा ले लो
अंतम
अन्ना साइड अन्ना
अन्ना सोलो यस यस कम यस यस लुक यस
सेंटर लुक
हाँ लुक ये बाबा ये लेका
वाला पे राइट है
अरे वाह
है ना
अरे भाई पीछे आ जाओ ना थोड़ा
धन्यवाद थैंक यू अन्ना सोलो
Thank you so much.
सोलो सोलो
Excuse me. I went to HR.
Hindu student.
Probably Hindu was my student.
अन्ना सोलो करते ना
Much younger, yeah. He said Hindu student, so I said probably she was my student. I said HR, na?
अन्ना सेंटर
Then I'm going to take a special picture. Yeah.
हाँ सोलो नहीं हो रहा है
ये विक्रम है क्या
Are you both of you matching?
Black day, yeah. Simpler, so.
चलो 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 सोलो ही कहाँ हो रहा है
आंटी बहुत खुश हुई है मान देखो खुश हो गई
अरे
That's why I told you. Suniel Shetty is coming up with
हाँ मिल रहा है वाइट मिल रहा है यहाँ से
You think we are enough in what I heard and what
what you guys read, unbelievable. I actually believed that I was a part of it. And when Mana said that I had to come here, Dr. Anand, of course I was excited because it's a beautiful moment in your family's life, and I was going to be a part of it. But I didn't know what I was going to say. I said, all literate people, professors, what am I going to say? Vikram and me would probably go release a music of a film and walk out. But I didn't know what to say here. So she said, say what you feel. And the one reason I'm here is because I love you. I do from the bottom of my heart because my mother-in-law meant the world to me. She taught me what giving was all about. The art of giving, gratitude. And suddenly we lost her. And I was with her when she started the school from BKC, and all the problems that we had. The underworld, when we brought out those 150, 160 Nepali girls out, and we had to keep it a secret. And she had sold her jewelry also to run that establishment. So when we lost her, we lost somebody who was passionate about something she believed in and wanted to bring that change. And we didn't know what to do. Because yes, we had a team, we had everybody there, but could they lead this organization? Who could? Because the children were in their own worlds, of course, 100% dedicated, each one of them. Could we lead it? We needed a leader. And I think we ended up speaking to Dr. Indu Irani, and she said, there's only one person I believe in. And that's Dr. Anand. But she's never been a part of an NGO. And we met you, and the day we met you, I remember Mana, me, Isha, all going back home and saying, she's the one. And I said it very strongly. I said, she reminds me of Mom. There's something about her. And that's what you need to run an organization and an NGO. I honestly believe you need that passion and love for children, which I saw in you. And that's why I say you were the Sheila in our life. You came as Sheila, you made that difference. Mom taught me the art of giving, you taught me the art of living. You taught me gratitude. A line which has always been close to me, but it was always a line. In those 12 years, you put life into those lines. From what you get, you make a living. But from what you give, you make a life. And that's the difference you make. And I see that today, and I swear, this book could have released anywhere in the world, and I'd be there. And I saw each one of them appreciate everything that was saying. The little daughters there, proud. Husband, so very proud. Thank you, and thank you. Today it's called the Vipla Foundation, but we continue to follow the legacy that Mom, you left, trying to do our best, but continue to do that. Thank you. Love you.
I think in true, you come to a college, and in true student style, we must have 3 cheers for him. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Doing wonderful movies, Vikaria and everybody, a big inspiration to all of you. A very warm welcome to so many stars. I just saw Miss Kiran Rao walk in. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here. That's what Mrs. Anand does. She gets all the galaxy of stars. A very warm welcome to Miss Suchitra Pillai. But I think one of my favorite people, my 3 wonderful students who have made us so proud, so happy to see Neil Gopalam, Siddhant Kane, and Moni, the head of the department and retired from this college. And that's what this community stands for: education for all and philanthropy, service with a smile. So thank you so much to each and every one of you. I'm sure you're going to enjoy the book reading and the conversations with the author. Thank you, and I conclude with the pushed by the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart.
If people doubt how far you can go, go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Thank you so much.
College, I get very emotional when I speak about National College because I know even when I pass National College, my heart beats. It beats because this has been my second home. For 36 years I was here, and those 36 years were years which passed by in 36 minutes. And I wondered where the time went by. Do I have to say goodbye to my beloved? Yes, time had come for me to say goodbye. But we cherish memories, and those memories are the ones that keep you going right till the last day of your life. I don't want to give a very big speech because I get emotional, and I remember the first thing that I made in National College when I became the principal was this conference room. And it was such a delight for us because all the staff and the students used to get very irritated because we had to go to MMK College and with folded hands ask Principal Daryani to give his conference room, and 110 things Daryani used to tell us, Madam, nahi hai, abhi ye hai. And I swore, because I was vice principal when I used to go there. And I swore, and I told Manoranjan also, when I become the principal, first thing I want revenge on Principal Daryani. I want to make a conference room much better than his, and believe it or not, it was. And it was very satisfying that people were hiring our conference room and were rejecting MMK College conference room. So with that note, I would like to really thank all my ex-students, my ex-staff members, teaching and non-teaching, whom I hold very dear to my heart, all my friends who have come over here in spite of their busy schedules, and also the current staff who was also with me, and many of them were not with me, appointed later on, but I would like to thank them because they are an enthusiastic lot. When they asked me for a run-through of this program and I came in, the conference room was packed. I said, "Arey, some program is going on." They said, no, ma'am, we are having a run-through of your program."
Soon, the Advani bungalow had new occupants, the Khans from Lucknow, Mohajirs. The beautiful unicorn gate, which had occupied a place of pride in both Syed and Advani households, was dismantled, and a simple iron barrier was put instead at the Syed bungalow, a lone door with no connection to the neighbors. Thus, while the Sindhi identity was cherished between the erstwhile Muslim and Hindu neighbors, the equation between Sindhi and Mohajir was distant and suspicious. A new history was being created. Old ties were broken and new ones frayed. That was what the Ratcliffe line had achieved.
As Jal Durga left the shore, the Advani family saw their home, roots and land being snatched away from them as a consequence of unfortunate events. Sindh was just a distant memory. In their hearts, they knew there would be no going back. Bombay would be their new home. But would they ever be able to call it their own? That was the bleak future that stared at them. Whatever spare time Sheila had, she went around talking to fellow passengers and assuaging their feelings, even as they stayed numb and traumatized. Though she could not meet many people due to the paucity of time, the ordeal of 3 families she met left her completely shaken. They were from different regions. While the Sharma family was from Larkana, the Gidwanis were from Hyderabad and the Nagpals from Shikrapur. The Sharmas were a big family of 4 sons and 2 daughters. The head of the family was Basarmal. His wife was Sarla. Sarla was accompanied by 2 of her sons, Deepak and Suraj. It was a broken family, and as the 2 daughters and the older sons had left for India a couple of months earlier. Sheila was intrigued and asked,
Sarla Bhabi, where's your husband and why did part of the family leave while you stayed back?
With tears in her eyes, but with utmost composure, the lady willingly shared her ordeal.
We are from Larkana. My husband was a priest who performed puja and rituals for many families on different occasions. On October 3rd, that was a black day for us. My husband was performing the morning prayers and pouring water on the shivling when a mob came rushing towards the temple with lathis and stones shouting, Allahu Akbar and Kafir Kumaro. And before he could react, the mob showered heavy blows and lathis on him. His skull cracked and...
She broke down and sobbed uncontrollably. It was as if the floodgates of bottled up emotions had been opened. Sheila hugged her tightly and let her cry in her embrace. Purushottam Gidwani was a sessions judge in Hyderabad, a man of integrity who was known for his clarity and sharp intellect. Kamala Gidwani was the eldest daughter, a few years older than Sheila, who was traveling with her 70-year-old grandmother, Sati, 50-year-old caretaker, Kaushalya, and 10-year-old Rani, her sister. Sheila befriended her by offering her yummy koki and pickle. A traditional Sindhi dish was a great way to start a conversation.
Hello, I'm Sheila Advani. We have brought a lot of kokis for the journey. Would you like some? Did I hear the word koki or am I dreaming? The grandmother shouted from a distance. Yes, Amma, you heard right. This kind lady has offered us some.
Amma's eyes lit up. She greedily accepted the koki and while munching, she started talking incoherently about everything possible under the sun, all connected with their banishment from their beloved Sindh. Kamala joined Sheila and they got chatting about their lives. Kamala told Sheila of the tragedy that had befallen the family.
2 Pathans who were acquainted with us told us they had overheard some people talking about the Judge Sahib. They were apparently plotting revenge on my father because he had given an adverse judgment against some people and sent them to jail. They cautioned my father and offered protection, but father thought nothing of his safety and refused any protection, brushing off the so-called revenge as an empty threat. But it was not. Father was butchered with swords and knives right in front of his court. Both the Pathans fought bravely with the assailants and dispersed them. They took my injured father to the hospital, but it was too late.
Mohan Nagpal was taking a walk with Dhuni Chand, his 80-year-old father, on the upper deck to get some fresh air.
Hello, I'm Sheila Advani. I'm from Karachi. My brothers and mother are with me.
Hi, I'm Mohan Nagpal. I'm from Shikarpur and my father is with me. As you can see, he's mentally not there. He's still in a state of shock.
Oh, what happened to him? Hope I'm not intruding, but if you'd like to talk, I'm a good listener. It'll lighten your mood, but if you'd prefer your privacy, I'll let you be and move away.
No. Please don't go. I'd love to talk. I haven't spoken to anyone in days. But first, if you don't mind, I'll get something to eat for my father. I'll have him sit on that bench and then talk to you.
But what is he going to eat?
There's some biscuits and milk. He hates them. But what choice is there? At least it sustains him.
Sheila took this opportunity to take out her magic koki and offer it to Mohan for his father. Mohan's face brightened at the sight of food. He smiled gratefully and told Sheila to give it to his father herself. Sheila held Dhuni Chand's hand and placed the koki in it. Dhuni Chand looked in wonder at the koki and then at Sheila. There was a flicker of recognition and a faint smile crossed his face. He tenderly touched the koki because it revived many fond memories of Sindh. He took a hungry bite and had devoured it in no time, his eyes asking for more.
My father was a big zamindar in Shikarpur. One night, a mob stormed into our house. That day, father and I slept in the shop as it had gotten late, and we did not want to venture out at night. But my mother, grandmother, and my little brother were brutally killed.
Mohan choked as he spoke and with tears in his eyes sat down on the deck and covered his face.
Father got such a shock when he saw the mutilated bodies of the family.
Mohan could not go any further. Sheila kept a consoling hand on his shoulder. He grabbed it, held it close to his heart and sobbed hysterically. As the Jal Durga anchored at Alexander Dock, the first impression of Bombay was anything but pleasant. The Karachi riots and the heavy influx of Sindhis into Bombay posed a real challenge to the government and the local population. Up to now, the official machinery was working on the assumption that not many people would leave their homes in Pakistan, but when they started arriving in large numbers, the government of Bombay, under the guidance of the then Premier B.G. Kher, geared up its resources on a war footing. Refugees were to be diverted to the military camp at Ulhasnagar, a place around 40 miles from Bombay.
Sheila was pleasantly surprised to see Lakshman, her father's assistant who had migrated earlier, at the docks. Sheila ran towards him and greeted him warmly, but his cold response unnerved her. She saw him looking tense.
Lakshman, what's the matter? Are you not happy to see us?
Lakshman hung his head and didn't look into her eyes. Soon Madhuri and the boys joined them and affectionately greeted Lakshman. Seeing Madhuri, he burst out crying. Sheila shook him impatiently and shouted,
Lakshman, what has happened?
Advani sir is no more. He was murdered in his store.
Hearing this, Madhuri collapsed. A naval doctor was called to revive her. The doctor took Sheila aside and said,
Please take care of her. In her present condition, she will not be able to bear more shocks.
What condition are you talking about? What's wrong with her?
You don't know? Your mother is pregnant. Sheila's head was reeling. 2 shocks were too much for her. But she soon composed herself and rushed to her mother and brothers, hugging and consoling them. She took Lakshman aside and with tears in her eyes asked the painful question.
What happened to the body? Were proper rites performed?
It seems Mustafa Sahib called a Brahmin Pandit. And conducted the cremation. His ashes were immersed. They were immersed in the Indus by Salim.
Lakshman replied. Thus, the Sindh chapter had closed with the death of Prakash, but the Bombay chapter had opened with his child in Madhuri's womb.
Thank you, Sumukhi and Manish, for bringing the book alive to us. Sumukhi, your expressions are amazing. And Manish, my God, your voice! Can we hear it from Manish? Oh my!
Of prayer. Good evening and a very, very warm welcome to this historic, momentous occasion, the launch of the book of our former principal, Dr. Subhadra Anand, TRYST with the KOKI. Can we have a huge round of applause? Come on, guys, give it a welcome. I feel so proud and honored and privileged to be bestowed with this honor. I'd like to begin today's evening with a beautiful story of our spiritual guru, Dada J.P. Vaswani. And it's a wonderful story which applies to all of us. A king had 4 wives. He came to know that he was going to die and his end time is coming. And he wanted to know which of his 4 wives is going to come with him in the journey after. So he went to his 4th and his youngest wife, whom he would adorn with jewelry, he would dress her up, he would put her, he would get the best of clothes for her, and he asked her, will you come with me in the journey after? And she said, no, the minute you die, I will leave you. He then went to his 3rd wife. The 3rd wife was the one that he would flaunt to all the other kingdoms, he would go everywhere with her, and he would show her off, and he was so proud. And he asked her, will you come with me in the life after? And she said, no, the minute you die, I will marry someone else. He then went to his 2nd wife. the wife who could always be with him in all his joys and sorrows. She was there with him through thick and thin, in pleasure and pain. And he asked her, "Will you come with me in the life after?" And she said, "No, I will do all the ceremonies of the 13 days, but after that I will continue to live my own life." From behind, a feeble voice called. It was his first wife. The wife that he had no time for. He never had any time for. He paid no attention to her. She called from behind and said, "I will be there with you, not only in this life, but also with you in the journey after." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the story of our lives. We all have 4 wives. The 4th wife is our material possessions. We spend so much time accumulating our house, our car, our phone, all the material possessions, but the fact of the matter is, the minute we die, they are not with us. We spend a lot of time decorating our body. You know, we exercise, we gym, we spend so much time doing so much makeup, but the fact is, the minute we die, the body leaves us. All our material possessions go to someone else. The second wife is our friends and our family, who are with us in all our pleasure and all our pain. But the minute we die, for 13 days they are there for the ceremonies, but then they continue to lead their own lives. And the first wife, for which none of us have time, we don't give any time and we don't pay any attention, is our soul. What we are born with and will remain with us, not only in this life, but in the journey after. And Dada J.P. Vaswani says, each of us need to give equal time to all our 4 wives. It's very, very important to take care of your body. You must exercise, you must diet, you must lead a very healthy life because your body gives you so much. You must spend time enjoying your material possessions. We work so hard for it. So you must enjoy your house, your car, your phone, your TV, everything. You must spend time with your family and friends because they are with us through thick and thin. But let us all not forget the soul. It's very, very important to take out some time in a day. The form may be different. It could be reading a good book, it could be meditation, it could be going to a temple, satsang, church, mosque. But it's very important to spend a little time with your soul, because that's what remains with us not only in this life, but also in the journey after. So it's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome each and every one of you for this very, very grand historic occasion. I can't even believe that I'm standing here. It's thanks to Dr. Mrs. Anand. It's such a big galaxy of stars. I don't know whom to thank and whom to welcome. So I'll just go by my order. I'd like to begin by welcoming past president and trustee, person who's very passionate about Sindhiyat, about philanthropy and education, Shri Kishu Mansukhani. A huge round of applause for him. Come on guys, you can do better than that. There are many in the world who write history. There's one man who writes geography, changing the skyline of Mumbai from running marathons to attending board meetings to doing the yoga, starting a university. He's done it all. The man who wears all the very hats, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani. A very, very warm welcome to our big chief guest for today, Shri Suniel Shetty. I don't even know what to say. I have to make this confession that when I was in college, your movie Gopi Kishan had released, and I must have seen it, I don't know, innumerable times. I had a big scrapbook and I had collected all your pictures, Dhadkans, Gopi Kishans, and I can't believe that life has come full circle. And here I am standing as a principal and welcoming my school and college crush here. It's such a... So honored, sir, to have you here. A very, very warm welcome to our guest. Cameraman, to please sit down. We'll move this way and we can have a picture of the entire conference room over here, because we have so many stars in our galaxy.